Hi, welcome to this week's Whiteboard Wednesday. Much like last week, we're going to stick with the tenancy theme, and today we're going to talk about a top 10 guide to enjoying your tenancy. First thing for all tenants, the most important thing is that you've got your lease understood and all the notices that come with it. So make sure your agency's giving you plenty of time to read over that. We'd always try and give tenants at least 7 days, preferably 2 weeks, to at least see a soft copy of the lease before they're signing it, so you understand it well. From the 1st of May this year, every tenancy has to come with a tenancy information pack, which gives you a lot of information about the property itself and the area and your local authority. So make sure you've got that. From November last year, all new deposits had to be registered with one of the tenancy deposit schemes in Scotland. So that's something you should be given a receipt from, and make sure you get that from your letting agency. Speaking about yourself more than the tenancy itself, be comfortable that you can fully afford the property. The rough rule of thumb is whatever the rent may be, 30 times that figure is what your salary should be to afford that property, and that's based on how many people are sharing the rent, obviously. Make sure that when you go into the property you check the inventory on the way in. The inventory really is the document that tells you how the property was when you took it on, so you've got to make sure that's absolutely spot on and there's no deviation from when you've gone into the property. We always give tenants a 7 days notice period to read over that and let us know if there's anything on the inventory they're not too sure about and we can look at for them. Going on to your utility meters, really important that you make sure you're only paying for the utilities that you've taken on. We always do this with the tenant at the point of entry, but it's worth checking yourself as well. Insurance in your property is very important. The landlord will insure the building and his contents, his or her contents, but your own insurance is very important too, so your own personal effects, make sure that's covered. If you are going into a shared property, be comfortable with your arrangement in terms of sharing the bills, particularly towards the end of the tenancy, and making sure that not one person's left out of pocket, and that's all covered there. Much like last week we were talking about, being a good person, being reasonable, it's just always good to be neighbourly with the people in your building or side by side from where you live. It just helps you settle into the area, get to know the people there, and just ensures an ongoing happiness to the tenancy. And finally, as much as it's important to check the inventory on the way in, you've really got to check it on the way out. We ask tenants to check it 2 weeks before the end of the tenancy and make sure they're bringing it back up to the standard that they were giving it in, and just make sure things are nice and tidy for yourself. So that's our top 10. There may be others that you've got, so if you have any tips yourself, let us know. Thanks for now.